Hello, my name is Rick Butts, the creator of Edestol. In this video, I'm going to show you the File New functionality in the program. Typically, you're aware of creating new files. It's just a very simple process, but Edestol has added some functionality that might cause a little bit of confusion, so I thought I'd show it to you. Let's get to it. Okay, here we are. This is the program interface that you're familiar with. Before we get into actually the file new functionality, let's review the file structure that Edestol uses. When you install the program, it goes to your Documents folder and it creates an Edestol folder. And then under that Edestol folder, it creates 5 subdirectories that it uses for different things. Backups, when you back up a file, it puts the backup here. Import, export, it creates a place for your spreadsheets or your exports from the summary page. They all go here. These are templates for importing controls or motors that you can take a look at. I'll be doing videos on those shortly. You also have your library subdirectory. This is your root Edestol subdirectory on documents contains sysdata file, which is all the NEC sizing data, tables, schedules, things like that are in that database file. You cannot access that. And we also create a user data for you with some cables. User data holds all your ASD information, your device rating, availability, your voltages, your reports, all sorts of things that you can change and that are used by the program. So the default user data file is in this subdirectory under libraries. You also have a projects, which is where your projects will, you see I've created a test here, it's called File New Test, and it put it in this subdirectory. You also have a reports subdirectory. When you print out your reports, it will go here. So that gives you your basic understanding of this subdirectory structure, and it's called Edestol. So now let's go over to the project, the program interface, and let's do a File New. All right, so when you select File New, you get 2 options. New project only in existing directory. So this is the directory that you're pointed to right now. When you initially start the program, it is that Documents Edestol project. So let's just create one. Now this comes up because I had deleted the folder for this video. So we'll create that here in a minute. So there's that File New test. So let's just create another File New Test 2 project. And there you go. It creates your project database. You get your whole thing. You can get started, and you can see your project subdirectory is in Documents Edestol Projects. And it also points your project file to your user data in Edestol libraries that we just looked at, user data. So we give you the capability, when I do projects, I like to, rather than have one project subdirectory on my documents folder for Edestol, to create all my projects, and I get could be dozens or even hundreds of projects in there. I like to have a place under the individual projects themselves to save my work related to that project. So let's close this out. And what we're going to do is we're going to do File New. And in this case, we're going to create a new subdirectory and a project. So we're going to create a new subdirectory structure that's similar to or exactly the same as the one under Edestol Documents or Documents Edestol. And we're going to take a copy of user data with us, because we want to modify user data and make it specific to that particular customer. So we're going to do that, and basically it's going to say, okay, now find your location that you want to put that in. And I have a customer file, and I have several projects for that ongoing for that customer, and I'm going to click on that, and each project file has let's just call it commercial drawings and a technical subdirectory. You may have a different list, but wherever you want to put your Edestol, so we're going to put it in here. We're going to say, okay, we're going to say, let's see, this is a facility expansion 2025 project for this particular customer, and that's the project name, okay? And we're just going to call it, so there you go. So now what's happened is that, let's go out here and look at this. Here's my subdirectory structure under documents, and I have this customer, and there's two projects, and what has happened now is that under my technical subdirectory for that customer and that project, I now have a whole duplicate of my Edestol project subdirectories. And as you'll notice under projects, that's where I put my facility expansion. Now, that's pretty simple. Under libraries, we have our new user data. In this case, let's go ahead and to make sure that we don't confuse this user data with our Edestol user data, that literally comes with the program installation. That's right here. We don't want them to be confused. We're going to go ahead and basically go back over to the user data that we copied under technical, Edestol, libraries, and we have that user data. And let me show you this, what happens. So now you've created this, you have created this project under project customer, project one, technical, Edestol project. So there's your project subdirectory. Now you have your user data file that points to that. So basically we're going to save this file and we're going to close it. Now what's going to happen is we're going to go over here so that we do not confuse this. We're going to rename this. Let's just say, you can name it anything you want, but this user data, so basically this now is a unique user data. It started from the one that came with the project or with the program, but we want to add new drives, we want to add symbols, we want to change reports, we want to change some ratings, we want to put in voltages that do not exist in the other one. So we're going to do all that. Then we go back over to the program and let's open that. Our project, and it's the last one we did. Now what it did is it said, oh, the one that used to be tied to this, the new user data file is no longer available because we've renamed it. So what we're going to do is go into the user data file and not documents Edestol libraries. We want to go documents, we want to do customer, project one, technical, Edestol, libraries, and we're going to reference this file here. So now basically when we do user data work, when you go to file, launch user data, it is now launching this user data, and you can actually attach, you create and edit and have specific user data files associated either with different customers or with different projects. And you also kind of need to be aware of how these user data file works, because when you transfer somebody else, so you have completed your work and maybe you're an engineer or designer, you've completed your work and you now have to go out to bid. So you're sending your Edestol project file to a series of possibly contractors to bid on the job. You're going to want to send your user data that's associated with that particular project file with it, because you may have attributes in there that you've changed. You may have reports you want them to see that you've created for them, and it may be different from the user data file that they are using. So I just kind of wanted to update you on that. So basically the project you're running, if you do file launch user data in the midst of your program, to add an attribute, or you want to change a report format or something like that, it launches this one here. So let's save this and then get out of this project itself. Then now you still have this ability to launch user data, but if you launch user data without any program running or any project opened, what it will do is it will actually, it looks to me like it will open the last user data that you had open. So you can see we're using user data, customer, facility expansion 2025. So that is that user data there. If you want to open another user data, let's launch user data here and then say file close. And then you want to say go edit the one that's in the Edestol, the default user data. There you go. And you can look up here on the user data title bar here, and it'll tell you which file you're using. So I just kind of wanted to give you that background. I will do some videos. There's a lot of stuff in these user datas. You've got symbol components, you've got manufacturer part numbers, you've got reports, you've got system voltages, you've got device ratings, cables, motors, ASDs, different things that you're going to want to look at. You can edit them all, you can add to them, you can delete them, you can customize each user data file for your specific project. So look for some videos on those. We will be doing specifics for each one of these to give you kind of a better understanding of how that works. But I hope that helps you with a little better understanding of the file management by the program, as well as how we use these user data files and how you can customize them for each project. So appreciate your time. Have a good day.